Hi, Marie.
Hi, Lisa.
Thank you for answering a few questions for me. So, I guess first I wanted to find out if you could let everybody know where you were when we first started working together,
Ah,
because you've come a long way.
I have. I certainly have. So we started working together in October, and what part of what I had put in my questionnaire for you was that I, I wanted to regain my joy. I had lost my joy, and there was a lot of that because of my marriage situation and other things going on. Um, and boy, have I found it again.
Yay!
It really didn't take too very long. Um,
Mm-mm.
we started out with a 3 month set of these consultations, and the first month I'm like, okay, I think it was either somewhere in the second half of the month that we met. I was like, all
Right.
right, I'll work on this. I guess it's going to work. I'll trust that it's going to work. Um, by the time I got to Thanksgiving, I could definitely see a lot of improvement just in myself, and in focusing in on the areas that
Mhm.
we had talked about as
Right.
part of the consultations. I was already starting to see changes.
Hmm.
And when you start seeing little changes, it can, uh, you then start believing in the process,
Right.
because it usually does not start out huge changes. It might for a few, but usually starts out really small.
Right.
And then the more you believe in it and believe in the process, the bigger those changes can be. Oh my goodness.
Right, right. Well, I was going to ask you about, are the big changes that you've experienced. Do you want to share some of the ones where you're like, "Oh my gosh," like the aha moments?
Well, the ones that are most recent are the ones in my mind, and I'm sure we had some more as we've gone along this journey, because this is now near the end of March. So we're finishing up the 6 month of the
Mm-hmm.
consultations. But I had already decided previously, before we started consulting, that I could not stay in my marriage anymore. It was
Mm-hmm.
going to have to, it was going to have to go away. And paperwork is likely to be signed next week by him for our
Amazing.
separation,
Mm-hmm.
a separation agreement. I have moved out of the house into my own place. It's the first time I've ever been on my own in a place, because I was always either living at home, in
Wow.
college, or married, or
Oh
living with
my gosh.
someone. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
this is my first my own place.
I love it. Oh my gosh. So happy for you.
So yes,
Wow.
I get to make it totally my own, whatever I want, within reason, of course. But
Right. Right. I love that.
um, things are happening where I have also wanted for several years to move um, out of Florida, because I'm just so tired of the heat.
Yes, it's hot and
That's
humid.
actually been going on for probably close to 20 years. I've been tired of the heat, but it just gets worse every year. So a few years ago, I thought about it. Well, where would I want to move? And I decided Virginia or Maryland. And most of my extended family is in Maryland. I've already started checking out some places, and there's one place in Virginia I have my eye on for where I am probably going to move next.
I love it.
So
I
I'm
love it.
getting ready for that. And that not only puts me up where I'll have seasons again, yay, um, I'll be really close to both of my children and their children. So I'll be, if I end up at the place I'm looking at right now, it's about 3.5 hours away from where my son and his family are. And it's about 7.5 hours away from where my daughter is.
So
And her,
you could drive to see all your
oh
grandkids.
yes, my daughter's in New York, and it takes right now 2 full days of driving from where I'm at in Florida to where she's up at in New York. 2 full, very long days.
Right.
And more than a day, like about closer to 15 hours for me to get from where I'm at to where my son is in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be cutting that time greatly and be closer to my grandchildren. And every bit of it could be done in a single day.
Yes, I
I'm
love
like,
that.
bonus. This is total bonus here.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love that. Um, have you had you're actually doing the mastermind group
That
where we
too,
do
yes.
group manifesting and visualizing, and
Yes.
also the one-on-one. Um, are there certain things that have been your favorite? I mean, what do you like about both of those different coaching?
Oh. So you and I in our individual consultations, there's certain things that we go over and we make some goals for the next month, or if I'm at the beginning of a month when I meet with you, then we're making some overall goals for and some specific steps I can take for the current month, especially based on the guidance that we've received. But the weekly meetings for the mastermind, um, learning all the different methodologies has been
Mhm.
fun. Uh, I had a lot going on during some of those,
Yes, you did.
so I will actually, the next time I'm going through it, because I am definitely going through it again, I will be doing those again and seeing what new things I pick up, because I know I
Yes.
was distracted for some of them. So um, eh, getting a name for my guide was awesome. So
Yes.
having the meeting with our guides and for
Hmm.
other angels, that was a wonderful meditation. Um, some of the stuff that I've done together, because I've just talked to him so far, and didn't have any.
Right.
Um, some of the things that we've gone over, I've asked him, "Hey, are you comfortable with this?" And he's like, "Sure, let's try it out."
Yes.
So
Yes. I love
it's
that.
been increasing my relationship with my guide, um, as well as having the energy. And you had mentioned this to me, but I did not comprehend just how big a deal it is.
Hmm.
Having the energy of other people, not just the two of us, but
Right.
additional people, all focusing on whatever goal you want for that next week.
Right.
That is where the changes just really started jumping for me.
Right. For everyone in our group, it's just
I
been
know.
whoa. I mean, the magic has been massive, but yeah, just knowing, having the energy of the other people like pushing your energy has been
Yes.
huge.
Because
I'm so glad you've seen it too, because
yes, yes.
wow, everybody's making fast
When you're
progress.
sending energy out to someone else and adding to theirs, you're not decreasing your energy. Like, I
No.
know a lot of people have thought that over the years, and I did not think that. I already knew differently, but boy, does it, when it's focused, it is focused.
Yes. Yes,
uh,
it
uh,
is.
the big changes that I've already mentioned, uh, those have happened since not like a week or so into February
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
when a
And
lot of this started happening. And so a month and a half, and
yeah,
I've got a whole new life.
I know. How'd you do that? Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, definitely having, a group pumping energy
Yep.
into the universe that this is what it will look like. And the universe answers. I mean, that's the law of
Right.
attraction, but it's like we're supercharging it,
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's
I had my own doubts. I had doubts
mhm,
about things. I wasn't even sure if I'd really like being in a group
in a group.
setting and
Right.
saying, what is kind of personal to me, to people that I at least started out not knowing.
Right. Right.
We certainly had a great group, and no
Hmm.
one in the group is um, uh, trying to bring you down at all. In
Mm-mm.
fact, everyone is trying to build you up
Hmm.
and help you see just how awesome you are, that you can't see yourself, because we all have blinders to
Yes.
ourselves.
Very true. We're all our own worst editor.
Yes.
But
And so we're very supportive of each other. And that's the kind of situation you need for anything that you really, if you've had trouble making changes or manifesting something, I, this is the kind of situation to do it in.
Yes. And that's brings me to my last question for you
Okay.
is, in the past, when you have tried to bring about change in your life or manifest something, can you see a difference having metaphysical tools to help you with that, like connecting with your guide and
Yes.
learning to meditate and all that? Has that helped you? Because for me, it's super supportive to know that there's all kinds of, spirits on my
Right.
side.
Right.
Has that helped you?
It has. It definitely has. It has helped decrease the doubts, the self doubts.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Good.
all of all of our meetings and having the other people there to support you, that has helped to decrease my doubts. Um, I was definitely the first night I actually did not make the first meeting,
I
but I
remember. Yeah.
yes, you had recorded it for me. Thank you very
Yes.
much. I forget now what it was going on, but I ended up not making it. And as you're going through and you always ask us, what is our one word for the night?
Mm-hmm.
As you're doing that with everyone else, I'm like, nervous. I'm nervous. And this is me watching the video. It's not
Right.
even live with everyone. But that soon vanished. And the first one I was able to make, which was the second meeting, I had already seen some progress just based on what had been um, gone over in that first meeting, plus the exercise that you had
Mm-hmm.
given us for that first week.
Right.
So just from all of that, I was like, okay, I think I can do this. And I doubts still pop up. That's always going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I am much quicker now because of the tools and also because of the support to stop the doubts.
Right. And to notice that they're happening, because sometimes we
Yes,
don't notice until we're spiraling, and if you
right,
can catch
right.
it quick and go, nah, I've got this, then
Exactly.
you can keep, keep your vibration up and keep moving forward, even though there's bumps in the road.
Right. And that's I attribute that plus it's not like this all happened overnight for me, even though it seems
Right.
like it in the last month and a half. But there was a lot of small steps in
Mm-hmm.
preparation that I did
Right.
starting in October and then a little bit
Mm-hmm.
before that, but any time in the past I have tried to reach different goals. Um, it just the doubts come in quickly and thickly.
Yes.
Where it's worse than molasses in January. You can barely move through them, and so you just stop.
Right.
And having this group plus the tools
Mm-hmm.
um, just kept that momentum going, even if it slows down. And some weeks it seems, or even some days, it seems like it slows down. But then you just go, well, okay, then there's other things I need to be paying attention to right now.
Right.
Or I need to think a little differently of this situation. Maybe I'm coming at it the wrong way. And that those are some of the huge things. And I've heard words like this come from other people. And I've tried to be in different groups that have been going for similar goals, and none of that ever worked for me. It just never worked.
Well, whatever we're doing, it's working for you because your whole life has,
Absolutely.
woo.
Yes, yes. I am thrilled. I am finally making some changes I have wanted to make for years.
Oh, I love that.
So,
I love
yes,
that. So,
yes.
so what would you say to somebody who's thinking about the mastermind group, or, what would you tell them?
If you're considering it, if you've seen it and you're even considering it, that's a sign that you need to give it a try. Yes, and let me say here a disclaimer, I am not being paid for this. It's
No payment has exchanged hands.
no, no. Nor will it be in the future either. This is this came to my attention, I guess, soon after you started putting it out there.
Right. Yeah. Once I
And
decided, I think I'm going to do this,
yeah,
I put it in my newsletter and you were like, why, hello.
we and the really, really funny thing is, when I got involved, when I started up with the consultations with you and then was considering this, because it came to my attention, I had just gotten back to being able to read your newsletters.
Ah,
So I know Spirit was leading me in the way I needed to. So
mhm.
yes, I would say if this has come to your attention and you're considering it, give it a try. If you actually try during this time and stay open and just catch yourself when you have doubts, you are going to be amazed at what you achieve over the 3 months. You may be amazed at just a 1 month of stuff.
Yeah, very true. Some of us were like, oh my gosh. After the first
Yeah,
month, we were all going, wow.
yeah, yeah. Because I could see a big difference just in me. Um,
Mhm.
my level of joy definitely, it had been increasing all along with our one-on-one consultations, and that was one of the big things I said I wanted back. I wanted my joy back,
Right.
and it really increased once we started meeting for
Weekly.
the yes, for the mastermind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see it in you. I know you were nervous when you were starting. And a big secret, everyone was, because everybody's
I'm
nervous
sure.
when you're in a group, you know.
Yeah,
But we were all there with the purpose of helping everyone get their dreams. And
right,
what more positive thing could there be, right? To see
right,
everyone get
right.
their dreams. And so it has been, I look forward to Wednesday nights every week because it's just we're making magic. So
We
thank you
are.
so much for talking
You're
and
welcome. You're welcome.
sharing your story, because hopefully it will bring more people who want to stretch
Right.
and make those
Oh my
dreams.
gosh. Could you imagine even more people sending the
I
supportive
know,
energy than what we've
I
already
know,
had?
right?
Talk
We'll
about
be doing things
miracles
in a
happen.
week. Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Marie, and I will talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa.